eh, 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 eh. Hello, world. It's me again. It's the Don, the Senator of Smooth and Rude, coming to you live from the 7-5. Why? Because we global, baby. Yeah. This is the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build the lamb while we drive it. That's why we strive to become envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single aspect of our lives. Our main focus here at the mansion is to learn lessons from current events, either global or local, and apply it. And also stay in the mix about technology and health in a cold, calculated, and never so changing world. So, envious ones, welcome to the home of the anti-hero. All right, so the show, I'm going to run you down the chapters, and then we're going to get right into it. So we start every single show off with the ism, then the word of the day, and then our topics. And then after the topics, then I summarize the show, and then we head out. So today, we will be talking about, during the main topics of the show, President Joe Biden and his cabinet, Democrats, are delaying student loan repayments once again. And the Democrats are pushing for forgiveness. Then after that, then we're going to go into, with gun violence on the rise of VA, lawmakers introduced two bills, two bills addressing the issue. Amazon, it's always something with Amazon. Amazon and how the union, workers just fought and got Amazon unionized, and then also Amazon petty. And to end it out with my favorite, the technology portion. We're talking about private data and how it's everywhere, and how even I need to tap into what's going on here. So, like I said, we're gonna get into the ism first. The ism sent to me from one of my friends. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate you. And before I even read what she sent to me, I just have to say I agree. I completely agree. But let's get into it. So, she found something off of Twitter. She screenshot it and she sent me. And it says African Americans can't budget their way to wealth or live below their means. Their way to wealth. Next person that tells you to do that, tell them to mute it. Next person that tells me to do that, you know what they gonna get? They gonna get the right hand of
Well,
fellowship.
I respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision.
This is what they gonna get. They're gonna get the right hand of the Fresh Prince right here. A forbidden right hand sealed by magic. Whoever breaks this seal with no infinite power. That's what they're gonna get. Next time someone tells me that, that's exactly what they get. You see it? Hold up. Let me pull that back up. This is what they're gonna get next time. Next time somebody tell you that you can't get a bag and run, you pull this out. This is what they're gonna get. They're gonna get that right hand of Fresh Prince, that right hand of fellowship. That's what they're gonna get. All right. Matter of fact, nah. All right. So with that being said, then knowing her in normal fashion, she says, horseradish like this annoys the uck out of me. Guess what? No one can. Most people work at their job Well, she put JOB, but I call it Yob. Just over broke. And most people's income isn't enough to obtain wealth. Not saying there isn't an economic difference between ethnicities. We know there is, but it's not because all other non African Americans budget or live below their means to obtain wealth. Spending more than what you make and not keeping track of your money will keep anyone broke. Stupidity isn't racist, it reaches all colors. LOL. Want to build wealth? Increase your assets and decrease your liabilities and establish a passive residual income. It's as simple as that. Rant over. Lesson done. Mic dropped. Thank you, sweetie. That's my nerd. That's my nerd right there. And she always comes with the fire. She's so passionate about life, and I absolutely enjoy people who are passionate about life. And that's what she is. And I'm glad that she sent that because I absolutely agree with what she said. Because I've completely been a victim of self sabotage in the financial realm. As far as what does she say? Where does she say it? Uh, Want to build wealth, increase your assets, and decrease your liabilities, and establish a passive residual income. It's as simple as that. But before that, most people work at their job, and most people's income isn't enough to obtain wealth. Been there, still there, not for long. Not saying there isn't an economic difference between ethnicities. We know there is, but it's not because all other non-African Americans budget or live below their means to obtain wealth. Spending more than what you make and not keeping track of your money will keep anyone broke. Stupidity isn't racist. It reaches all colors. Man, she slick with it. She slick with it. I give credit when credit's due. She slick with it. I absolutely appreciate her for sending that. And that's something that everybody just needs to take note of. Most of the people who listen to this podcast, to this message, to this broadcast, probably make more money than I do and are 20 times more financially lit than I am. That's why I say we build the land while we drive it, because I'm mostly the one building it, or at least building my land. So I always can appreciate people who are passionate about life and people who just have so much to give and so much to offer. And I appreciate that. So I just felt it was important to give you what the people around me are giving me, because I think it's important. But this is what you need to get the people around you. You need to give them that. Give them that right hand of fellowship. All right. We're going to get into the word of the day. Enable. Enable. It's a transitive verb. It means to supply with the means, knowledge, or opportunity to do something. Make able. To make feasible or possible. To give legal power, capacity, or sanction to. This word is going to tie us right into the first topic of the day. As I pull it up and find where my mouse went to, because it's white and I probably should make it something that ain't white or something. I can't find it because it just disappeared off the screen. Y'all give me a second. I can't even find my mouse on the screen. Wow. Wow. It's probably because I had too much things pulled up here, so I'm gonna go ahead and click out click out of this. Matter of fact, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pull up task manager, and I just put her right up. And then we're gonna go ahead and clean up some of that RAM space. That's why a lot of y'all computers run slow. Matter of fact, it's it's been long overdue for me to go ahead and clean my girl up. Long overdue. Long overdue. All right. So first segment, first topic of the day. It's gonna be once again talking about your president of the United States. I'm global, baby, so I'm anti-hero. I'm I'm operating off the grid. Matter of fact, I'm coming to you from the future. All right, Biden to delay student loan repayment. Again, extending pause as Democrats push for forgiveness. This is written by this gentleman right here, coming to us through MSN.com. Washington. President Joe Biden plans to extend the moratorium on federal student loan payments through August 31st, the Associated Press reported, citing a federal official. For tens of millions of Americans, student debt limbo will continue another 3 months. The move will mark the fifth extension since the pause took effect in March 2020. Enabling. That's what this is. You took the debt out. Now you got to pay it back. I'm still paying mine off. I plan on paying mine off. If you just so happen to forgive it, I'm not going to tell you no. But pay your debt off. If you borrow something, give it back. Don't come over my house and borrow my brush for your hair. Because, I don't know, you don't have the money to go buy your own brush. Or maybe you lost your brush and you got a show tonight. You got a comedy show. You're the headliner. And you just need to brush your hair. And you come over my house and come use my wave brush. Give it back. Don't just take my brush and then be like, all right, well, hey, I got what I needed. I got my 360s, or I got my ball fade or whatever, and I got my waves on the top. And hey, I used it for what it needed to be used for. But I ain't giving it back, so just forgive me. Man, you better get my wave brush back. Hell wrong with you? You better get my wave brush back. Plus, I like it. Plus, I really like that soft side on it. The soft sides will really see the hard side on the wave brushes. That's what trains your hair. You get it? Like this right here. So when I first cut them, my hair, I don't know if this is the correct terminology to say, but my hair was already trained from years and years and years before I had locks to wave up, to curl up. So as soon as I stuck that hard side of that double side brush, they call them military brushes, but once I started with the hard side, then same thing that happened the first time I seen a wave in my head. Like, I think this is back in the 8th grade, so I was like 13 years old, 13, 14. Was the same thing that happened this time. One side of my head started waving up. I think it was this side. This side started waving up. And then I got a little ball streak right there, but it's all good. It's part of the game. And then started hitting the other side. The other side started waving up, and then I started bringing it together. Anyways, getting back on topic. Enablers. That's what it sound like to me. This is home of the anti-hero, so we not stop bringing no type of politicals today. This time, inflation is climbing and gas prices are soaring in connection to Russia's invasion of Ukraine. All the while, the nation's 1.7 trillion student loan debt portfolio continues to grow, with no firm direction for the indebted. And y'all notice I don't have my coffee this time. I don't have any creamer. I mean, I do drink my coffee black, but I prefer creamer in there. I like my coffee to taste good. But my palate's used to black coffee, but I prefer my coffee to have some flavor, man. All right, Russia's invasion of Ukraine. I already said that. The freeze saves 41 million borrowers about 5 billion a month. The education department has said previously. Do you want student loan forgiveness? Millions of jobs qualify for an updated program, and yours might be one of them. Though borrow, I never could say that. I say that word like a country boy. Though borrowers likely will appreciate the extra wiggle room, many have grown frustrated with the continued extensions without a plan for widespread forgiveness. Both conservative and liberal politicians are expected to pan the Biden administration's actions. That's what his administration is gonna be known for. These vaccines, the the promise of student loan forgiveness, and I could give two ucks in a jar of horseradish whether the student loans get forgiven or not. Who are the ones who hold the primary majority of the student loan debt? Yeah, go do that research and you see why. You see why all the complaining is going on. We know. On this side, we know who goes to college the most. We know who's the most educated. We know what's up on this side. Go do the research. I'm not gonna do it for you. I'll do some research, but I ain't gonna do all of it. Go do your research. You'll see. You'll see why they're at least making a promise. All right. Some Democratic let me see. All right, some Democratic lawmakers including Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts have been pressing Biden to use his executive authority to cancel up to 50,000 in student loan debt per borrower. As recently as March 31, dozens of Democratic lawmakers sent a letter to the president urging him to extend the pause through year's end and to provide meaningful student debt cancellation. But Biden has said he believes such action must come from Congress. That's likely an uphill battle with an evenly split Senate and Republicans broadly opposed to debt forgiveness. The president had campaigned on forgiving up to 10,000 in debt per borrower. Pelosi agrees with Biden. She says president doesn't hold power to cancel student loan debt, breaking with top Dems. Conservative advocacy groups led by Grover Norquist, Americans for Tax Reform, say the moratorium has been overly generous to those with student loan debt at the expense of those without a higher education. They sent a letter March 8th to Education Secretary Miguel Cardona, urging him to restart payments as a way to address the national deficit and combat inflation. Is that right? Man, my ass got numb. Because usually I'm sitting on a pillow. Sheesh. All right, got that together. Yeah, man, my left cheek it just got numb out the blue. Like, I'm just sitting here reading it, and next thing you know, I go to scratch my left cheek and I can't even feel it. I'm like, man, this not supposed to be happening right now. Come on, huh? All right. So, mm, someone's proposing 40,000 in student loan debt. Hold up. The pause doesn't change the fact that it's still not affordable. Um, let's see. Yeah, this is nothing that I really need to go into because the people who my audience, we're paying our hours. Even if you're late on the payments, you're still making an effort to pay. You still are making the effort to pay and knock that down. Cause a lot of us, we don't even have a net worth. That's why we building the land while we drive it. We working on getting net worth. So how do you do that? Gotta get out of debt. Yeah, the forgiveness would be nice, but this is enabling behavior right here. They're no better than, if you ask me, people who going around here are robbing old ladies or doing school shootings, which that statement is a little excessive. I get it. But I'm saying enablers, that's a no go. Enabling, allowing people to take hundreds of thousands of dollars out, get yourself in debt. If you're going to take out that much money, then you need to be taking that out for something that is going to provide you with that type of income. Like me, when I went to Hampton University, you had to cheat to be the pirate. It was damn expensive. And I went to school for music education and I didn't graduate. And I don't kick myself anymore about it because I pulled myself up by the boots. The bag gonna be nice. The bag is gonna be real nice. Let me just tell you that. Today had a meeting at school and let me open up these notes real quick. Not this one. Quick notes. Well, yeah, that'll work. I don't need this. Too much. Too much open. But had a meeting today at school. And man, the job. Well, one of the people who came out there was Boeing. And Boeing came out there to the school and they sold themselves and they told it like it is. You know, you guys are getting ready to go into an industry where half the workforce is getting ready to retire or die off, and it's a high demand for you guys. So, they're starting people at $30 an hour. Stay with a company 6 years, and that turns into 50. Then on the weekends, you're making time and a half. So Saturday and Sunday, you're making time and a half pay. Um, Holidays, you're getting the holiday pay on top of time and a half pay at $30 an hour. Shit, it, we ball. Ball till I fall. Man, loan forgiveness for what? When you're making that kind of money, loan forgiveness for what? You know, and being sick about not graduating with a degree that I didn't even need to go to school for. I mean, it. If we gonna keep it all the way real, most people not even mature enough to go to in their first couple years in college. They not even mature enough. I wasn't. All I wanted to do was lay up with some Jello, drink some Bowman's gin. If y'all drink, y'all know Bowman's is cheap. And drink some Rich and Rare, which I named that Richie Lionel, and Rick James. Y'all know Lionel Richie, but I'm always coming up with terms and things like that. That's why I'm creating a mansion in the sky dictionary right now. Like I got a couple words up here: horseradish, uck, um, a dubs, ambitious weirdos, I use, inquisitive uniques. See, I'm an inquisitive unique. The ambitious weirdos are like the people that I talked about in the isms last episode. Those bums, those people who pee sitting down, those men that pee sitting down. Those are your A dubs right there. I use people like the Don over here. I'm just I'm just a hope dealer. I'm a hope dealer. I'm selling your hope, but at the same time, I'm selling you motivation too. So hopefully you take this motivation and go do something with it. You know what I mean? So I'm not over here trying to sell any dreams. But a lot of people not even mature enough for college. So they go and they waste time. And then you're getting all that debt and your brain don't even doesn't even fully develop until you're 25. A lot of people not mature enough for college. And you go and you take out that amount of debt or get into that amount of debt. And then and then you come around 2020 and you got Sleepy Joe up in the office promising. They not forgiving anything. They're not forgiving anything. Forget about it. Forget it. They're not doing it. Y'all can just quit while you're ahead. They're not doing it. And I hope they don't do it. Pay. You did the time. Come about your pocketbook. All right, with gun violence on the rise in VA, lawmakers introduced two bills addressing the issue. All right, we're just gonna go through this one. All right, this article is coming to us through the Virginian Pilot, written by Katie King, and this came out yesterday evening. All right, the Newport News Democrat, delegate Sia Price is all too familiar with the cost of gun violence. Democrat, this Newport News Democrat said she receives a steady stream of letters and visits from uh, constituents who loved ones died from gun-related injuries. There are certain visuals I will never be able to get out of my head. Mothers and fathers weeping at having lost their children. It's so sad, it's scary, and we need long-term sustainable change. Communities throughout Virginia are grappling with rising gun violence, and Hampton Roads is in the thick of it. Local leaders met up last week to discuss potential solutions about 16 people who were shot for fatally during a especially violent weekend in March. But state legislators, too, are looking at ways to reduce gun violence. Two bills addressing the issue, one in the Senate and the other in the House, are under negotiation in a conference committee. It's completely let's see what these bills are. All right. So some statistics. There are 457 gun homicides statewide, or there were in 2020, a roughly 30% increase from totals in the two previous years. According to the Virginia Department of Health, last year's data is not yet complete. The numbers were worse in 2021. The department has recorded 503 gun homicides so far and counting. That's terrible. It's 503 people that died just from guns. That's horrible. But I know one thing. Y'all better not take them guns away. Y'all better not take them guns away. What if them people, what if all 503 of those people had the blick on them? What if all 53 of them, or 503 of them, had their firearm on them? It might, it might have been 1,006 people up in the hospital in critical condition. There might not have even been that many homicides. Y'all better not take them guns away. Like I said, this is an anti-hero channel. We anti over here, but I'm just saying, y'all better not take them guns away. Be the biggest mistake y'all make. All right. I'm trying to see. Okay, here we go. Price introduced an identical. Hold up. What did I miss? All right. The Senate bill introduced by Senator Jennifer Claren. I don't know how to say that. Would create a center within the Virginia Department of Criminal Justice Service to collect and examine data about gun violence, including its root causes and how well previous attempts to help have worked. The center would also connect local communities throughout the state and provide funding to organizations working to prevent gun violence in their localities. I think it's really important to emphasize that if you are going to address gun violence, that you do it in a way that includes the community facing the problem. Law enforcement should and will be involved, but you should not have a law enforcement driven solution, in part because we put so much on police already. Facts. Hey, and look, anybody that says they don't need a police presence, you already know what they need. Look, what I just do. That's not what I wanted. This is exactly what they but need right here. Anybody that say they don't want the police there, they don't want a gun presence there, or I said a gun presence. Anybody that says they don't want a police presence there, this is what you give them. You give them the right hand of the Fresh Prince, right hand of fellowship. Itchy at best. All right. So Price, the Newport News Democrat, introduced an identical bill in the House that died in a subcommittee. Price said she and McClellan had worked together on the proposals last year alongside Governor Ralph Northam and Lori Haas, the Virginia State Director for the Coalition to Stop Gun Violence. She too believes it's important to take a holistic approach. Taking action where the Attorney General and law enforcement are the only main key players leads to mass incarceration. And if that prevented gun violence, we would have already be one of the safest uh, countries in existence. Meanwhile, the House bill introduced by Delegate Tony Wilt would create a fund to award grants to organizations that are involved in group violence intervention efforts. It will provide additional funding for law enforcement officers and prosecutors to receive more training and equipment. It would be called the Operation Ceasefire Grant Fund. All these grants out here. Can I get a grant for school? That'd be nice. Whip wrote that he believes his bill is a better approach than a data center, which he described as a top down approach that adds unnecessary bureaucracy. The grant fund, he wrote, is a proven program that has achieved results across the nation in both large and small jurisdictions. Kate Hanger, executive director of the Virginia Victim Assistance Network, said the organization appreciates that lawmakers are looking for solutions. A statewide nonprofit that helps victims of traumatic crimes, VVAN offers support groups for those who lost loved ones to homicide. Hanger said the vast majority of participants, friends, or family members died from gun violence. Patty Strathman, who leads a support group in Chesapeake, said those who lost loved ones from violence experience an especially traumatic form of grief that's compounded by having to navigate their way through the criminal justice system. She pointed out that those directly affected by gun violence aren't the only ones who feel its impact. The fear and pain ripple throughout the community. Gun violence just creates a complete sense of a lack of safety. It's a very sad thing for people to have to live their lives not feeling safe. Don't take them guns away. Implement what y'all have to implement, but y'all better not take them guns away. That's a mistake. That is a mistake. All right, we're getting a little long-winded here. I don't want to keep y'all too long. Man, I can't wait until I start live streaming. Not yet, though. I'm not going to do that just yet. Amazon. We're going to start. Yeah, let's start with Amazon Petty. That's what we're going to call it. Amazon Petty. Amazon being petty. Petty Amazon. Amazon to ban union, in other words, from staff chat app report. Planned social media app would also prevent workers from using terms such as fire, slave labor, diversity, and injustice. This is coming to us through The Guardian. This article came out yesterday, written by this individual right here. If y'all can see that. All right. Let's zoom in so I can see. Amazon reportedly discussed plans to block the word union and other related keywords from an internal messaging app the company is developing for workers, according to company documents seen by The Intercept. The list of banned words include union, fire, compensation, plantation, slave labor, diversity, robots, grievance, and injustice, among others. The Intercept reported the news came days after Amazon workers in New York made history by voting to form a union, the first successful U.S. organizing effort in the company's history. The app, a pilot of which is set to launch later this month, is designed to serve as an internal social media program where workers can praise their colleagues' performance, The Intercept reported. It was created with the intention of increasing happiness among workers in order to reduce attrition. Developers created an auto bad word monitor to prevent workers from sending inappropriate messages and also included words related to organizing and workplace conditions. With free text, we risk people writing shoutouts that generate negative sentiments among the viewers and the receivers, an Amazon document on the program states. We want to lean towards being restrictive on the content that can be posted to prevent a negative associate experience. Now, I know somebody is going to be like, this is an infringe on my First Amendment right. But like I always say, I'm a 9 to 5er, I'm an 8 to 3er, I'm a 7 to 4. But I think like this. Or matter of fact, here's an ism. The one with the gold makes the rules. So if you're working for these people, yeah, the union is fine. The union, in most cases, is necessary. And I'm not going to go too much into the unions because I never really cared too much for the unions. But if you don't own the company, you can't make the rules. If you want that paycheck, you got to do what they tell you to do. If they are giving you this, that, and that, and also on top of putting parameters on into the software and the code that doesn't allow people to necessarily express every single thing that they want to express, then don't use it. Don't use it. You either create your own or you go somewhere that's already been created where you can say what you need to say. But that's what it's coming to. They may not rewrite the whole Bill of Rights and the Constitution or throw the whole thing out, but just like when it comes to, let's say, women out here, just because she tell you no, and I ain't talking about no in the sense of you trying to have sex with her, but no in the sense of, hey, I'm trying to get with you, and you might just want me to talk you into it, but you telling me no for whatever reason it is. No don't always mean no. Sometimes you just need to push, but in this case, no mean no. So, or hold up. Hopefully, I didn't lose my point. Did I lose my point? Slash all the analogies. If you don't own the company, don't be trying to go out here and change up the rules. The union was cool. That's fine. I'm not gonna have any issues with that ever, ever. You look out for yourself and you make sure the company look out for you. But when it comes to things like this, eh, lightweight, lightweight. Don't even worry about it. Get a bag and run. All right. With free tests, we risk people writing shoutouts that generate negative sentiments among the viewers and the receivers. And Amazon document states, program states, we want to lean towards being restrictive on the content that can be posted to prevent a negative associate experience. Our teams are always thinking about new ways to help employees engage with each other. This particular program has not been approved yet and may change significantly or even never launch at all, says an Amazon spokesperson. If it does launch at some point down the road, there are no plans for many of the words called out to be screened. The only kinds of words that may be screened are ones that are offensive or harassing, which is intended to protect our team. Which is why you can't do that. Amazon has waged an aggressive campaign against unions. In Bessemer, Alabama, the company crushed the retail, wholesale, and department store unions' organizing efforts, bombarding workers with anti-union messaging and campaigning to postpone an election there. Workers got another chance to form a union at that facility after the National Labor Relations Board found that Amazon had violated labor law. Come on, y'all. In the first union election. But last week, Bessemer workers appeared to reject a union for the second time. Pro-union Bessemer and Staten Island workers have advocated for longer breaks and higher wages. Amazon, which employs more than 1 million people in the U.S., has repeatedly come under fire for its working conditions. Last year, a leaked internal memo revealed the company knew delivery workers have been forced to urinate in bottles while on the job. Workers have said they have no choice but to relieve themselves in company vehicles in order to meet Amazon delivery quotas. Man, look, I want to go into this, but I really don't want to be long-winded tonight because my voice trying to give out on me. I do want to go into this, but I'm going to stop with the Amazon article right here. And while I'm thinking about it, let me go ahead and save everything. Can I say how was I saving everything? I'll just leave that right there. But what was the point that I wanted to make about this. Oh yeah. So this last part right here. This is what I want. What I really want everyone to get from this article right here is fight for what you believe in. Another ism. Fight for what you believe in. But also recognize that when you work for these companies, you're a number. You're just a number. So you gotta keep that in mind. That's number two. But most well, I would say the most important thing, because you don't even get one or two. Well, no. You would get one and two. You can't change what's going on there. You know what I'm saying? They got to go. They make the rules. You see where the trend is going and the correlation that it's making with all of the technology segments that I'm pulling out here. That's and speaking of this, that's not even the technology article that I wanted to do. But all of the technology articles that I've been pulling up and doing research and digging up out of the dirt and pulling out the abyss of the sea is everything is going towards AI. They already have robots working in those warehouses, which eventually this company will probably be the first one to get rid of humans, or at least a majority of their workforce. Straight up. So they'll probably pay more to less people, but have more robots working in their warehouses and doing those routes. I mean, this is in the aviation world. The starting point with all ups is human error. And the main goal is preventing human error. Our brains are the greatest creation, the greatest thing given to this planet. But we're the reason why everything ucks up too. Besides weather, natural disasters, things of that nature. We're the starting point for a lot of ups and a lot of a lot of horseradish business that happens. It's just what it is. So the trend is going towards artificial intelligence, autonomy, their vehicles doing the routes for themselves. And I've even seen videos of concepts of drones and robots that get out of these vehicles and deliver the packages to the customer's physical destination. So they're already thinking along, they're already in the future. They're already, it's all about money. It's all about money. It's all about being the biggest company. It's all about power, control. Who can we get in our back pockets? How far can we, expand our portfolio? I mean, for example, Boeing, when they came to our campus today, they you would think that off of face value, you would think that Boeing is just about aircrafts, building them, maintaining them. Well, more so building them. That's their manufacturer. Um, Most of the other air carriers GoJet, GoJet builds them, so they're manufacturers. Ah man, there's a hell of a lot of words that I have a hard time saying. I ain't gonna say can't because that's not in my vocab. But manufacturers, I don't know what it is about that manufacturers. I don't know. I gotta sound it out, and then I sound slow. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is Boeing. They're into law enforcement. They have a fire department. They have doctors, nurses. They basically have. They're into defense, as in like protecting the country. They have an interest in that. They're into space exploration. One of the articles that I looked up a couple episodes back, I believe it was talking about Aquarian Space and Cream. So Aquarian Space was the company that was looking to acquire Cream's technology. Aquarian Space had the idea and the vision. Hold on. They had the idea and the vision.
Well, I respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision.
You understand? So they had that. Why is it lagging? I don't like that. It should not be lagging. Hold on. It's because I got too much open right now. That's why. Let me close that up. Close this up. It literally be the RAM on the computer, and in due time it'll get better. But anyways, Aquarian Space, they had the vision. Cream is the company that makes all of the technology happen. They build the technology. You go on their website, you see what kind of facilities they have. These are facilities that are football fields. Beside football fields, wide and long and tall. So you can build big ish. And, anyways, rounding out the Amazon topic, Boeing was one of the companies that was on Crean's website, as in one of the one of Crean's customers, along with NASA, along with a whole various other companies that had an interest in whatever was going on at Crean, which looks like a really good company to work for. So I think I might throw a job application out there. But tying that back into Amazon, Amazon's already doing that. Like, let's be real. Amazon has plans to change some things. Amazon Prime's doing okay. I mean, I seen some weird movies up there. I'm not gonna lie. Like the one movie I saw on Amazon Prime was, I can't even remember what it was, but I saw that King Q's crib. Shout out to King Q. It was a Christmas movie, but it was like this white family, and they owned a company. And every Christmas they would invite their employees to come over and have dinner, Christmas dinner. And them employees never came back to work. Why? Because that family was a, a cannibal legacy family, like passed down from generations. Like, cause you had the grandma, the grandpa, then you had the parents, and then you had the kids who were grown. And I think they even had a little kid, like an adolescent, a little teenager. and they was all eating, like cutting up, and grandma in there whipping up some human flesh, and she's sitting there. This a little gamey. I think it needs some more salt. I'm just like, ugh, you A-dub. Itchy. So, Amazon is going to do what they're going to do. And I think that it's just important that you plot for the future and know where things are moving and where to go. So, I'm not going to even go too much more into Amazon. I'm going to go into technology, and then we're going to get up out of here. Your private data is all over the internet. Here's what you can do about it. It's not easy to disappear from the web, but we'll show you how to get it started. This article comes to us through cnet.com, written by Mr. Eric Franklin. This is coming to us, or is written 2 days ago. Finally ready to get off the grid? It's not quite as simple as it should be. Everything's by design. Y'all gonna learn that. Y'all gonna overstand that. Just like how these phones is listening. I know these phones listen every single time I do these shows. And eventually, I'm not gonna speak nothing on my life. But I just feel that it's necessary to know what is going on, especially for the ones who look like me. I speak to everybody. I talk to everybody. I want to relate to everybody. But you need to know what's going on out here. Because I know my information is all on the net. And I'm not comfortable with that. I know people personally who have had accounts hacked. And I've been sitting there talking to hackers who've pulled up my information like it was nothing. And said, hey, I can get you too. Basically, shut your mouth and leave me alone. So, let's go in. If you're reading this, it's likely your personal information is available to the public. And by public, I mean everyone everywhere. It's never a bad time to get your internet privacy ducks in a row and effectively delete yourself from the internet. But if you're wondering how deleting yourself from the internet can stop companies from getting hold of your information, short answer, it can't. You can never completely remove yourself from the internet. But there are ways to minimize your digital footprint. I'm going to pause there. What I'm going to do, especially when I come back from vacation, is we're going to start series. We're going to start chapters with this podcast. Because some of these topics are so vast, and when I do bring them to you guys and gals out there, envious ones, I I do tap specific things, but at the same time, like this right here, it's gonna give us a list of things to start to minimize that digital footprint. But we need to understand in its totality what a digital footprint is. Like, I'll look it up. I'll bring it up. We'll go over here because I trust this. Digital footprint or digital shadow refers to one's unique set of traceable digital activities, actions, contribute contributions in communications manifested on the internet or digital devices. Digital footsteps can be classified as either passive or active. It's important. It's very important. And I think it's important to know that if this is the way you need to go, then do it. If that's what you if this is what's gonna make you feel more comfortable operating in this new, scary, cold, but exciting and very no, I wouldn't say it's inviting world. I'd say sinister at best, but it is good people in this world. It's good people in this world. Don't you ever forget that. But you shouldn't be hung and lynched and chained by what you do on the internet. But once again, it always goes back to who owns what. Like, it's starting to become a pet peeve of mine. People who don't get the concept of if you don't own nothing, you can't say nothing or control nothing. If you don't own it, don't expect your voice to be heard. Unless the person who owns it is saying, we want your voice heard. Yeah, you might say, oh, well, that's a get in the fit in. That's a go along type of whatever you dig. But do you dig? Do you understand? Sometimes you gotta go along to get up, to glow up. And I'm about that glow up. I'm about what I want. And I want to help you get what you want too. So if it means that I gotta keep providing this type of information so you don't get hung up, then that's what I'm gonna do. This is my spirit, my soul is leading me to provide this type of information and content so you don't get hung up. So you have an idea of what's going on. Like I said, you know, my my girl who sent me the article, well, not the article, but my girl who held down the isms today, if you want, she could sell you some houses. She can sell you that. She got that on lock. You know, I got other friends who do social media, and that's cool. But you shouldn't be, or excuse me, my thing is, I want to get you hip and privy to things like this. Because, truth be told, I'm not even hip like that. So we build in the lamb while we drive it. I got other people who can help you with other things. So, anyways, not to get long winded. Like I said, I don't want to keep you guys too long. Where we at? We're good. We're doing good. So, digital footprint, which would lower the chances of your personal data being out there. Be forewarned, however, removing your information from the internet, as I've outlined below, could adversely affect your ability to communicate with potential employers. Still interested? Here are some ways to disappear your digital self. Delete or deactivate your shopping, social media, and web service accounts for obvious reasons. Think about which networks you have social media profiles on aside from the big ones. Do you still have old accounts on sites like Tumblr, MySpace, What about your Reddit account? Which shopping sites have you registered on? Common ones might include Amazon, Gap.com, Macy's, and others. To get rid of these accounts, go to your account settings and look for an option to either deactivate, remove, or close your account. Depending on the account, you may find it under privacy or security or something similar. If you're having trouble with a particular online account, try searching online for how to delete, followed by the name of the account you wish to delete. You should be able to find some instructions on how to delete that particular account. Here's how to permanently delete your Facebook account without losing your photos. If for some reason there are any undeletable accounts, change the info in the account to something other than your actual info, something fake or completely random. Remove yourself from data collection sites. There are companies out there that collect your data, info. How you think Trump got in office? They sent all those ads to us and kept us enticed. They all do it. Or better yet, I have a better example or an equally as good example. How you think Travis Scott got so big? Collecting people's info, sending that music there. If you like music that sounds like this, they're going to send it to you. It's going to show up in your feeds and your algorithms and things of that nature. All right. They're called data brokers. And they have names like Spikeo, whitepages.com, and People Finder, as well as plenty others. They collect data from everything you do online and then sell that data to interested parties, man. My digital footprint ain't terrible, but if it got put out there, I'd fess up to it. I might get slaughtered, but I'd fess up to it. At least the search history. The search history is not terrible. I don't look up anything bad. I mean, I probably look at the same thing everybody look up. Some porn. I get some money. I'll fix some things. That's about it. I make some money. Did I say that already? Anyways. Now, you could search for yourself on these sites and then deal with each site individually to get your name removed. Problem is, the procedure for outing each out from each site is different and sometimes involving sending faxes and filing out actual physical paperwork. Physical paperwork? What year is this? Facts. Facts. Preach. Anyway, an easier way to do it is to use a service like Delete Me for $129 per year. Then service will jump through all those monotonous hoops for you. It'll even check back every few months to make sure your name hasn't been re-added to these sites. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna open that up and I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save that. Be warned, if you remove yourself from these data broker sites, you'll also most likely remove yourself from Google search results. Therefore, making it much harder for people to find you. Delete Me also gives you a set of DIY guides on how to remove yourself from each individual data broker if you'd like to do the process yourself. See all the Delete Me's plans. And here's the website. Best way to remove yourself from search results. Which I think is smart. I don't think it's smart to be everywhere at one time. Remove your info directly from websites. First, check with your phone company or cell provider to make sure you aren't listed online and have them remove your name if you are. If you want to remove an old forum post or an old embarrassing blog you wrote back in the day, you'll have to contact the webmaster of those sites individually. You can either look at the About Us or Contact section of the sites to find the right person to contact, or go to whois.com and search for the domain names. Go check that out. And search for the domain name you wish to contact. There you should find information on who exactly to reach out to. Unfortunately, private Website operators are under no obligation to remove your post. So when contacting these sites, be polite and clearly state why you want the post removed. Hopefully, they'll actually follow through and remove it. If they don't, tip 4 is a less effective but viable option. Remove personal info from websites. Someone's posted sensitive information of yours, such as a social security number or a bank account number, and the webmaster of the site where it was posted won't remove it, you can send a legal removal request to Google to have it removed. The removal process could take some time, and there's no guarantee it'll be successful, but it's also your best recourse if you find yourself in this vulnerable situation. Remove outdated search results. Google's URL removal tool is handy for erasing evidence of past mistakes from the internet. Let's say there's a web page with information about you on it you'd like to get rid of, like your former employee staff page. Months after you've changed jobs, you reach out to them to get them to update the page. They do, but when you Google your name, the page still shows up in your search results, even though your name isn't anywhere to be found when you click the link. This means the old version of the page is cached or cached on Google servers. Here's where this tool comes in. Submit the URL to Google in hopes it'll update its servers, deleting the cached search results so you're no longer associated with the page. It's raining outside, that's why I keep looking. There's no guarantee Google will remove the cached info for reasons, but it's worth a try to exercise as much of your online presence or erase as possible from the internet. And finally, the last step you'll want to take is to remove your email accounts. Depending on the type of email accounts you have, the number of steps this will take will vary. You'll have to sign into your account and find the option to delete or close the account. Some accounts will stay open for a certain amount of time if you want to reactivate them. An email address is necessary to complete the previous steps, so make sure this one is your last. One last thing. Remember to be patient when going through this process, and don't expect to complete it in one day. You may also have to accept that there are some things you won't be able to permanently delete from the internet. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is everything right there. That's it. That is it. And once again,
Well, I respect your ambition, Willie, but you got to have vision.
you got to have vision. You got to have a vision for what it is that you want to do. So, going through everything that we talked about today, isms. Hey, thank you, sweetie. Thank you for that. Um, do better with your finances. Being broke is not a black thing, not a white thing. Being broke is you need to do better and tighten up thing. That's what that is. So thank you once again, sweetie, for that. Um, when I have the merchandise all completed, everything like that, I will be sending you a care package from the mansion. So thank you for contributing to the show. Even though you didn't know you were contributing to the show, but thank you for that. After that, word of the day, enable. Um, it seems to me, maybe allegedly, that the Democratic Party may be dibbling and dabbling in some enablements of people who have borrowed money from the government or banks or wherever they borrowed money, loans, student loans, and got in student debt. And I think that's horseradish and pay your money back. Pay it. Pay up. Don't enable people. Well, can't tell them what to do, so I'ma just tell you, don't enable these people out here, cause they're gonna do it again, and they're gonna keep on doing it, and they're gonna keep on doing it. So then after that, then we got into, what did we get into? We got into a whole lot of things today. Then we got into gun violence on the rise in VA. Lawmakers introduced 2 bills addressing the issues. Um, Looked that article up. All I have to say is the biggest mistake you can make is taking the weapons away, taking away or squashing or suppressing the Second Amendment or circumventing the Second Amendment. You know, it is stop bring political over here. Well, yeah, stop bring political. We're not trying to do none of that, any of that. We I don't want to sniff it, but suppressing, circumventing the Second Amendment, as in me being able to hold a peace in order to have some peace, would be the worst mistake that you guys could ever make. And that can go into that that can branch out into a million horrific events that could occur. Those 503 people, I guarantee a majority of them probably did have the blicky on them and still got their tater popped. But I can also guarantee that probably more than who did have it didn't have it. So don't take that option away from people. You can't please all the people all the time, but don't. That would be dumb. Then we moved into Amazon. We didn't talk about the union or the fight that the workers in New York and Alabama had against Amazon to unionize their workplace, but we did talk about the pettiness of Amazon, and or at least I believe it's petty, even though that's their company, you're their employees, they cut your check, they can do what they want. It's either get with it or kick rocks. Got a good understood, overstand, understand, but it's petty. And they make money, so they can do what they want to do. That's Amazon. And last, but thing that I think is definitely, yeah, I need to definitely look at this website. But thing that I think is very, very important is how to begin to delete your digital imprint, footprint, aka digital shadow. That's where the trend is moving. Everything is going to be online. As time goes on, physical locations will disappear and go virtual, digital, and you need to be covered at all points from all angles. I know I'm working on it. And you can also do little things like change your passwords every certain months or every couple months. Just staying on top of that. So, because now I'm yawning and I don't like doing that. I feel like that's disrespectful to you guys. So, with that being said, this is the Mansion in the Sky podcast. I'm the Don, the Senator, Smooth and Rude, coming to you live from the 75. Why? Because we global, baby. Yeah. This is the Mansion in the Sky podcast where we build the lamb while we drive it. And always remember to be envious, which is unconquerable and influential in every single way, every single day, in everything that you do. And until next time, signal out.